Hello friends, I'm Gaurav Yadav. Welcome to channel Mahabharata, where you can watch entertaining and inspiring stories.
Hello, Earthlings. I am his friend Time.
With friends like these, who needs enemies? Today I'm going to tell you the story of friends turned enemies. There was a rishi called Bharadwaj. He had a son named Drona. Drona was given the knowledge not just of the Vedas but also weapons under Rishi Agnivesha. Prishat, the king of Panchal, was a good friend of Rishi Bharadwaj. Prishat's son, Drupad, used to study in the same hermitage as Drona. The two boys became the best of friends. Drupad told Drona, "I am my father's favorite son. When I am instated the king of Panchal, the kingdom will be yours to enjoy." The boys grew up. Drupad indeed became the king of Panchal. Drona married Kripi, the daughter of Rishi Sharadvat. They had a son named Ashwathama.
Do you know why he was called Ashwathama? As soon as he was born, he cried with a sound like the neighing of a horse. So he was called Ashwathama, which means one with a sacred voice like that of a horse.
Drona was a poor Brahman. Once, Ashwathama was crying for milk, but they had none at home. Drona decided to go out and look for riches. He heard that the great Parshuram was giving away all his wealth to Brahmins. So he went to Parshuram, but by then he had given away everything. Parshuram offered his knowledge of weapons to Drona, which Drona gladly accepted. Armed with the knowledge of weapons, he decided to visit his childhood friend Drupad in the hopes of securing some employment at his court.
By the way, I see that you got a haircut.
I got it a few days back. You noticed it just today?
I had noticed it earlier. I wanted to tell you it looks good on you, but I refrained from commenting. I remember that my question about your kurta in episode 4 had not gone well. You are very oversensitive.
With great hope and joy, Drona entered King Drupad's court and stood before the king. He said to him, "Recognize me?" The answer that Drupad gave shook Drona to the core. Drupad said, "O Brahman, you must be sorely lacking in wisdom if you suddenly start addressing me as a friend. It is true that we were friends once, but that was based on a relationship of equality. Time decays everything, including friendship. A great king can never be a friend with men like you. You do not have riches, nor do you have prosperity. The poor cannot be a friend to the rich. The fool cannot be a friend to the learned. The weak cannot be a friend to the strong. Who wants an old friendship?" These words filled Drona with anger, and he stormed out of Drupad's court. He went to Hastinapur in search of disciples. In Hastinapur, the Kaurav and Pandav princes were growing up. Bhishma was very worried. He wanted his grandsons to be well taught and well disciplined, but he was unable to find a good guru for them. One day, the princes came out of Hastinapur to play. They were playing with a wooden ball. During the course of play, the ball fell into a well. The princes gathered around the well and were debating about how to bring the ball up. Drona saw them. He came to them, smiled softly, and said, "Shame on your Kshatriya prowess. Shame on your knowledge of weapons. You belong to the Bharat dynasty, and yet you cannot bring a ball up from a well." Then he proceeded to shoot an arrow onto the ball. The arrow pierced the ball. Then he shot another arrow which pierced the tail of the first arrow. In this way, he shot arrow after arrow until it formed a chain of arrows by pulling at which he brought the ball up from the well.
The Kuru princes went mad with joy when they saw this. They jumped and clapped and repeatedly asked him who he was.
Drona smiled and said, "Go to your grandfather Bhishma and tell him about my deeds and my appearance. He will tell you who I am." The Kaurav and Pandav princes ran to grandfather Bhishma and told him everything. Bhishma immediately understood that it must be Drona. He went with the princes to the spot and paid Drona his respects. He then skillfully inquired from Drona his reason for coming to Hastinapur. Drona told him everything. Bhishma requested Drona to become the guru of the princes. Drona agreed. Dhritarashtra gave a grant of land so that Drona could establish his ashram, and the princes were handed over to Drona. When Drona was seated with the princes in private, he said, "I have a special task in my heart. You must promise to accomplish that task as Guru Dakshina once you have become expert in the use of weapons." The Kauravas did not say anything, but Arjun gave a full promise. Drona was very happy.